Hello and welcome to Mr. Morgan Presents Chapter 5, Part 4. Other financial considerations, investing wisely. So straight into it. Our EQ is how can we make money on the stock market? So basically you can buy these things called shares in different companies. You invest your money into buying shares, and then when the company makes profit, you then get some of that money back, which is called a dividend. So a dividend is the money you get from a company at the end of each year, usually a financial year, and it's an amount of money based on how many shares you own in that company. So moving on to a quick example. So an investor owns shares in 4 companies shown by the portfolio below. So this is a portfolio showing all the shares, the value per share to dividends per share, and the different companies. So calculate the total value of this portfolio based on the share values given and the total dividend the investor will receive. So this is pretty simple stuff to do. It's a bit tedious. So if we look at the answers that they've given us, so basically the first one, we're working out the total value of the portfolio. So we're going 5,000 shares times by the value of the share, which is 0.86, and that gives you 4,300, and we're going to do that for each of these. So 540 times by $23.50 gives you this, 2,500 times $3.40, 7,000 times by 54 cents. We get all these values, add them together, so the total value of what these shares are worth is 29,270, which is a fair amount of money. So if they sold their shares, that's how much money they would get. Right, so now let's look at the dividends. We're going to do the exact same thing, except we're using the dividends per share rather than the value per share. So 5,000 times by 5 cents, $250, 540 times $1.45, 2,500 times 28 cents, and 7,000 times 0, because that one doesn't give you a dividend. How unfortunate for them. Right, so then we add them together and it adds up to be $1,733. So each year, this person's going to receive $1,733. Yeah, they're just going to receive it because they own $29,270 worth of shares. So at the end of every financial year, they should receive $1,733. Which means they make money off the share market, or stock market. Right, so, and obviously share prices change. How can we make money on, so we're still doing the same thing. So price earning ratio. So, looking at some ratio stuff. Price earning ratio is the share price over earnings last year, or earnings last year is basically your dividend. So, it tells us how many dollars our shares are worth. So if we look at this little box down the bottom, we've got price to earning ratio, or P/E. If a share with a value of $20 is paid with a dividend of $4 in the most recent 12-month period, we say its price to earning ratio is 20 over 4, which is 5, which means you have to spend $5 to receive $1 back as a dividend. So if we look at a quick example of that, I'll just move my beautiful face down here. Determine the price to earning ratio of a share price for a share with a price of $5.50 and dividends in the last 12 months of being 44 cents per share. So we're using our little equation here. So share price is $5.50 divided by the price per share, which is 44 cents or $0.44. Make sure you can convert cents to dollars. And that should equal 12.5. So the price earning ratio for this share is 12.5. Basically, the smaller that number is, the more money you can make, because you don't have to spend as much to get more money. Because you have to spend $12.50 to get $1 back in a dividend. So if you had like a price to share ratio that was $2, you spend $2 every year, you make $1. Pretty simple. I think that takes us to the end. It does. Whoa, what have I done? Yep, that takes us to the end. So join us next time for part 5. Allowances. Ciao.